Once again I find myself soothed by this little clearing. Torches and campfire. Almost like home. Isn't it, Poochie, eh?
Your dog is filthy. I can smell him 50 yards off.
What? Good. Well, he will fell our enemies with his stench.
That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him.
Bathe? He's a warhound, not some pampered, powdered lapdog.
I suppose that's true. Just make him sleep over on the other side of the camp, with Alistair. With any luck, that will keep all the stench confined to one small area.
You can't just rock up into my camp, Wynn, and start making demands to clean my dog. And stupid woman, I knew it was a bad idea to bring her with me, Poochie. Yes, you roll around a little bit on the floor. That's a good boy. Yes, it is. Right. Well, I think it's time to hand out the gifts that I have accumulated. Let me see. Small gold bar. Well, that would be for Zevran, but he's dead, so that's not going to happen. So I will give it to somebody else that might like something of similar nature. Alistair?
Oh, thank you. That's very nice.
Black grimoire. Heavy grimoire bound in black leather. Morrigan would want to take a look at this. Ah. Fine. The Rose of Orlais. Appears to be a book about a woman with the name Lady Talia and her tempestuous romance with the arrogant Chevalier Garin. Does that go to Wynn because she likes books, or does it go to Leliana? I will try Wynn.
A generous gift.
Oh, she loves it.
Thank you ever so much.
You're welcome, dear. Silver chain. Morrigan?
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
The search for the true prophet. I think that goes to Wynn again.
A generous gift.
Oh, yes.
Thank you ever so much.
White runestone will go to Alistair.
Is that for me?
Warstained portrait goes to Sten.
I am impressed. My thanks.
Chantry amulet. Must be Leliana.
Oh, how dear of you.
Beef bone to Poochiekins. And black grimoire to Morrigan.
What? You found Flemeth's grimoire? Ever since we discovered the condition of the Mage's Tower, I had wondered if it might be recoverable, but I had yet to speak of it to you. How fortunate that you found it on your own. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
You're welcome.
I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
Look at this. Quite a bit of approval from all the various people. Very good. Right. Yeah. Start with Shale. First of all. What's the matter? I have some questions.
It doesn't have better things to do.
No. Are those crystals in your skin?
I like to think of them as accessories.
But what do they do?
I suspect that it is an art that was practiced when golems were more, commonplace. My former master collected whatever lore he could find on the subject. He searched far and wide to collect what crystals he could and then added them. It is not an unpleasant sensation.
So, they're decorative?
As I understand it, the crystals allow me to alter the flow of magic around me. Wilhelm had hoped to turn me into a battery of mana, something he could tap at will.
Ah, this sounds quite interesting. Did he succeed?
Not really, although now that I think of it, these attempts may be what caused my disruption. Some of the crystals increase the presence of mana, some absorb or reflect spells. There are various kinds. All I can promise is that should it ever find one of these crystals, I can likely tell it the function and what it would do if added to me.
I see. I see. So, would you be willing to have more added if ever I stumbled across them?
Why not? I don't get to wear clothing and other adornments like the rest of you creatures after all. That answers its question, I assume? Unless it has more.
Yes. You were in that village for some number of years, I remember you saying. So you just watched the village day and night? For the whole time?
I do not sleep, so yes. And I thank it for reminding me. Try to imagine, if it will, what it would be like to be surrounded by nothing but boring peasants, all oblivious to it.
Oh dear. Sounds like you're a bit of a voyeur.
Oh, yes. It certainly was the height of intrigue to listen to the accounts of how young Dornan had scandalized the village by his purchase of an Orlesian hat. And the argument that those two muddy farmers had over the price of barley for a whole summer. Riveting. And then there were the birds. A whole village full of pigeons and ravens and sparrows all perching on me day in and day out.
Oh dear. Well, that's what they do. They're birds.
Vermin. How would it like to be paralyzed with squeaking rats crawling all over it and defecating?
Oh
Those
dear.
foolish villagers would spread bird seed near me, drawing the birds because they thought having birds perch on me was quaint. Quaint! If there hadn't been the occasional kind soul to scour me clean, I would... I don't care to discuss this anymore.
Okay, I think I've offended you now, haven't I? Yes, I've offended you again. I always have a habit of doing that. Offending people. Let's see if Morrigan has had time to study this grimoire.
Yes?
Yes?
So, full of questions, are you?
Never mind.
Yes?
Something a bit more personal, perhaps.
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Indeed it is. We need to discuss us.
Discuss away.
Nothing, forget it.
Yes?
Let's try a
We're
third
in
time,
camp,
shall we?
so 'tis as good a time as any. Ah, such a romantic, I see.
Yes, that is me indeed. I'll just take this footstool here to get up to your height. Okay. Very good. Right. Well, that's about as much as we could do. Ah, it always brightens up my day to know that I'm going to speak to Sten again. Hello, Sten. Nice to see your face covered up for a change.
Yes. I am hardly surprised.
I'm hardly surprised.
Very well.
Anything discussing?
Speak then.
Speak then. That's enough?
Then I suggest we move on.
Okay, let's go then.
As you wish.
Never has anything to say to me, this man. Alistair?
What do you need? Ask away.
Tell me about the Grey Wardens. I would like to hear another tale.
Such as they are.
Right. Ooh. So what happens now there's just two of us left?
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Logain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
Ah, okay. So I take it that we will need to start rebuilding the Order at some stage.
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be 2 of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
And where exactly are the nearest Grey Wardens from here?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
Ah. So is there some kind of headquarters? Somewhere we could go and speak with someone?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfells, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no.
Ah,
There's nowhere for us to go.
that's a shame, isn't it? That's a shame indeed. Right, well, that'll do for now.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need?
Nothing. Ah, Leliana with a little pet. Hey, how's it going?
Something I can help with?
I'd like to talk to you.
Yes? What's on your mind?
You're a travelling minstrel. I want to hear one of your tales.
Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
Okay. No, not really. I've changed my mind.
Ass chaps.
What did you say, Algren? I'm sure I did not hear what I thought I heard. And finally we'll speak with old Lady Wynn, new member of the party.
Oh, it's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Yes. Yes, you should get some rest.
Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
Really? It slipped my mind and my gaze. Don't worry, there's still some life left in the old bones, I bet.
Thank you. You're very kind to say so. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
Oh, don't say things like that. We will still have use for you here.
Oh, no. I'm not the sort of person that leaves things unfinished. I'll see this through, I promise.
Good, good. Okay, chitty-chatty is all done. What I will merely do now is get rid of some of my baggage items, stow away the excess in Soldier's Peak, re-equip my fellow compadres with the most useful of equipment, and then we will be ready to press on to the next place. So join me very soon. See you later.